everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've been living in a Chinese-speaking environment for over 8 years. During this time, I've learned not just how to speak Chinese, but also how to think in Chinese, how native speakers actually use the language in real life. On this channel, I share simple practical ways to help beginners build real, natural Chinese step by step. In today's video, I'm going to share 10 essential Chinese verbs that every beginner should know. These verbs are super common and super useful. Once you learn them, you'll be able to use them to make hundreds of simple and natural sentences. Whether you're just starting to learn Chinese or you already know a few words, this video will help you build a strong foundation for speaking naturally and confidently. So, grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's start learning. Alright, the first verb we are learning today is 是, which means to be. It's one of the most basic and most important verbs in Chinese. 是 is used to connect the subject and the noun, just like am, is, or are in English. Let's look at our first example. 我是老师. I am a teacher. Here we have 我, I, then 是, am, and 老师, teacher. So literally it means I am teacher. The key pattern here is subject plus 是 plus noun. In Chinese, we don't need a before nouns. We simply say I am teacher and it's perfectly natural. 他是学生. He is a student. We have the same structure here. 他 means he, 是 means is, and 学生 means student. So 他是学生. He is a student. So easy, right? Once you master this pattern, you can introduce yourself, describe people, or talk about professions. This is super practical for beginners. The next verb we are learning is 有, which means to have, or sometimes there is, there are. This verb is super common. You'll hear it everywhere in daily Chinese because we use it to talk about things we have or don't have. Let's start with a simple example. 我有一只猫. I have a cat. Here's the structure. 我, I. 有, have. 一只猫, a cat. So literally it means I have one cat. Notice the measure word, 只. In Chinese, you should add a small counting word between the number and the noun. For animals like cats and dogs, we use 只. Now, how do we say don't have? That's easy. You just add 没 before 有. For example, 他没有车. He doesn't have a car. See, 没有 means don't have. In Chinese, people never say 不 with 有. This is incorrect. Always use 没 with 有 to make it negative. So, 我有车. I have a car. 我没有车. I don't have a car. See? Super flexible and easy to use. Alright, our next verb is 去, which means to go. This is one of those words you'll use all the time when talking about daily life. Going to school, going to work, going out with friends, everything. Let's look at our first example. 我去学校. I go to school. Super simple. 我 means I. 去 means go. And 学校 means school. So together it will be I go to school. You can use this pattern with any place. You can say 我去公司. I go to the office. Or you can say 我去商店. I go to the store. Now let's look at another example. 我们明天去北京. We are going to Beijing tomorrow. Here, 我们 means we. 明天 means tomorrow. And 去北京 means go to Beijing. So literally, we, tomorrow, go to Beijing. In Chinese, time words usually come before the verb, not at the end like in English. So instead of saying go to Beijing tomorrow, we say tomorrow go to Beijing. Alright, next time you want to say you are going somewhere, just use 去 with the place. Simple, useful, and super common in daily conversations. Our next verb is 看, which means to look or to watch. It's one of the most flexible verbs in Chinese. You'll hear it used in so many daily situations. Let's start with the first example. 我看电影. I watch movie. Let's break it down. 我 means I. 看 watch. 电影 movie. So literally, I watch movie. In Chinese, you don't need articles like a or the. Just subject plus verb plus object. And that's it. You can use 看 with other things you watch, like 看电视 watch TV, or 看比赛 watch a game. Now here is another example where 看 means to look. 看那是一只鸟 Look, there is a bird. This time 看 is used as a command, like look, or hey, look over there. 那 means that. 是一只鸟 means is a bird. So the full sentence literally means look, that is one bird. So 看 is all about using your eyes, watching or looking at something. Very short, very common, and super useful. The next verb I'd like to tell you about is 吃, which means to eat. It's one of the first verbs everyone learns in Chinese, and you'll use it every single day. Let's start with our first example. 我喜欢吃米饭. I like to eat rice. Let's break it down. 我 means I. 喜欢 means like. 吃 means to eat. And 米饭 means rice. So together it means I like to eat rice. Here you can replace rice with anything and say, for example, 我喜欢吃面. I like to eat noodles. Or 我喜欢吃水果. I like to eat fruit. Now let's see another example. 我们一起吃早餐吧. Let's eat breakfast together. Here, 我们 means we. 一起 means together. 吃 means eat. 早餐 means breakfast. And the little word ba at the end makes it sound friendly, like let's. When we say 一起吧, it means let's do something together. So literally, we together eat breakfast, okay? That's how Chinese people invite someone to do something in a soft, polite way. So 吃 is to eat, and of course, you'll often see it with words like 早餐, breakfast, 午餐, lunch, 晚餐, dinner, or just 食物, food. These are also good words for you to remember. The next verb we are going to look at is 喝, which means to drink. It's another super common everyday verb. It's short, simple, and very practical. Let's look at our first example. 我喝茶. I drink tea. As you know, tea time is super common in Chinese culture. Here, 我 means I, 喝 means drink, and 茶 means tea. So literally, I drink tea. Just subject plus verb plus object. Super clean and simple. This sentence can be used in many ways. You could be answering a question like 你喝什么? What do you drink? And you can say 我喝茶. I drink tea. Now let's look at another one. This time with a negative form. 他不喝咖啡. He doesn't drink coffee. Here, 他 means he. 不 means not. 喝 means drink, and 咖啡 means coffee. So together, he not drink coffee. That's how we can say he doesn't drink coffee in Chinese. Notice that when we make the negative form of 喝 here, we use 不, not may, because may is used with 有. But for actions or habits, we use 不. So the verb 喝 is super useful. You can use it anywhere, from a cafe to a restaurant or even just chatting with friends. The next verb I'd like to tell you about is 想. And this one is really interesting because it has a few common meanings in Chinese. It can mean to want or to miss. So depending on the sentence, the meaning changes a little bit. Let's start with the first one, to want. 我想去中国. I want to go to China. Let's look at the structure. 我 means I. 想 means want to. And 去中国 means go to China. So literally, I want to go to China. This is a super common structure. Just put a verb right after 想, and it means want to do something. You can say 我想吃冰淇淋. I want to eat ice cream. Or you can say 我想学中文. I want to learn Chinese. Now let's look at the second meaning, to miss. 我想你, I miss you. So here, 想 means to miss. Literally, I think of you. In Chinese, when you say 我想你, it's a sweet and emotional phrase. You're expressing that you miss someone. So 想 with the verb means want to do something. And 想 with the person, miss someone. Our next verb is 说, which means to speak or to say. This is one of the most common verbs in everyday Chinese because we use it whenever we talk about speaking the language or repeating what someone said. Let's start with the first example. 你会说中文吗? Can you speak Chinese? Let's break it down. 你 means you. 会 can or know how to. 说 speak. 中文 Chinese. And 吗 turns it into a question. So literally, you can speak Chinese, 吗? Or naturally, can you speak Chinese? You can use the same structure for any language. 你会说英文吗? Can you speak English? 你会说日文吗? Can you speak Japanese? Now let's look at another meaning of 说, to say or to tell. 她说她很忙. She said she's busy. Here, 她 means she. 说 said. 她很忙. She's very busy. In Chinese, we don't use quotation marks or that like in English. We just connect the two parts together. 说 plus what the person said. Like 老师说明天有考试. The teacher said there is a test tomorrow. So remember, 说 can mean both to speak and to say. It's one of those everyday words you'll use from your very first Chinese conversation. Our next verb is 知道, which means to know. It's one of those super common everyday words. You'll use it when you know something, when you don't know something, or when you want to politely admit you have no idea. Let's start with a very simple sentence. 我知道. I know. Short and super useful. 我 means I, and 知道 means know. So you can use this to confirm something. Like if someone explains something to you and you understand, you can say, 我知道. Yes, I know. Now let's look at another one, the opposite. 我不知道他是谁. I don't know who he is. Let's break it down. 我 means I, 不 not, 知道 no. 他是谁? He is who. So literally, I not know he is who. That's how Chinese expresses I don't know who he is. So the structure in these sentences is 我知道 I know or 我不知道 I don't know. And then you can add more details after that, depending on what you know or don't know. The last verb we're going to look at today is 听, which means to listen or to hear. You'll use this verb all the time, whether you are talking about listening to music or someone speaking or just hearing something around you. Let's start with the first example. 我喜欢听音乐. I like listening to music. Here, 喜欢 means like, 听 listen, and 音乐 music. And just like in English, 听 can be used with other things. For example, we can say 听别人说话, listen to others talking. Or we can say 听老师的课, listen to the teacher's class. Now let's look at another super common expression. 我听不懂. I don't understand when listening. Let's break this down. 我 means I, 听 hear or listen, 不懂 don't understand. So literally, I listen, not understand. This is a supernatural and polite way to say I don't understand what you said. So remember 听 to listen or to hear. It's one of the most practical verbs you can learn. That's it for today. In this video, we learned 10 essential Chinese verbs that every beginner should know. Verbs you can use in real conversations from day one. Try practicing them this week, make your own examples, and say them out loud. The more you use them, the faster your Chinese will improve. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. 再见. Goodbye.